welcome to my show, everyone. I thought I'd just explain a little bit about the theory behind my work and what you're seeing here. I'm very interested in interaction and audience participation, so please feel absolutely free to touch anything. It's all designed to be moved and swapped around and played with, so I'm very interested to see how you're all going to do that. So my ideas stem from looking quite extensively at people who've used interaction in the past. So a lot of background theory comes from the constructivist era, where people were kind of interested in the purity of colour and objects and geometry and the arrangement of shapes in relation to one another. And that arrangement of colour and shape and pattern is something that I'm really interested in. So be it in artwork or in museums, sculpture, whatever it might be, it's the kind of the thing of the placement of the object. So my show here represents that. It's all about where you put the objects in relation to one another and how you do that. So other artists' work that I really love there's a guy called Yakov Agam who in the 50s and 60s designed pieces of work which have a similar look to the pegged boards with the pieces sticking out. But he was very into that kind of idea of you making your own piece of work. And again, that's what I'm hoping you will all do here is to not only work on one piece, but you could actually swap things around and some elements will correspond to other pieces. So, the pegboard here, there's another pegboard in here, you can swap the bits around. There are some wooden slotted pieces up there, they also could be put onto the other boards with the other holes next to it, the one to the left of that circular one. And so on and so on. But not only can it be arranged on the walls, you could also use the table here to arrange a flat sculptural piece, really. So everything, if you wanted to, everything could come out of the cabinet and be displayed flat onto the tabletop there to make one big piece of work. So I would like to say, please enjoy the show, and if any of you have any questions or want to talk to me a bit more about why I do what I do, then please come up to me and ask anything you would like. But I'd like to say please enjoy yourselves.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Wunderkammer stands for kind of a cabinet of curiosities, which was an early form of a museum collection. And there were rooms which were containing a mass of objects and artefacts, collections from people who had travelled around the world. And the idea of that collection was to kind of show off the person's wealth and their worldliness, if you like. So people would come in and observe these objects and look at these strange curiosities and be amazed by this kind of collection. So that was the starting point for what I was kind of coming up with for my work. The idea of a collection and a mass of objects in one place and how they're contained, how they're archived, how they're interacted with the visiting public as well. That was really, really important to me. The idea of how somebody moves around an object and if they touch something or not. All my work encourages people to touch. If they don't, I kind of find that interesting too. So if this just remained here untouched, that's fine. I don't mind that either. So the collection here consists of the central cabinet, which has 12 drawers and a shelf at the bottom, which each contain a unique piece of interactive art. The idea is that somebody would come up to the drawer and look inside, wonder what it is, and that question is also very important to my practice. Is it a game, or is it serious? Is it a sculpture? Should I touch it? Because normally artwork is off limits and you can't touch, you're not allowed to touch. But in this case, I want people to manipulate it. I'm interested to see how people's characters kind of are reflected in the work. In the past, I've seen some people kind of like hesitantly kind of like this. Other people like straight in there, like picking things out and flinging it around, and that's fascinating. I find that really interesting. So in each of these drawers exists one piece of work. This one comes out, it's magnetised on the back. This can be hung on the wall as an independent piece of work, or it can just remain in its drawer, it doesn't matter. Or it can be laid flat on a tabletop. And this consists of kind of like a pinboard effect, so these pieces have pins on and you can move it around and rearrange it to whatever you want. I found a lot of my inspiration comes from, well, quite a varied range of sources really. Constructivists are a major influence in my work. So the idea there is that the work exists for its own right. It's pure and it's it, and that's it. All the meaning comes from how that person interacts with it. So I allow that to happen. Also, op artists, obvious ones like Bridget Riley, with their illusion and a sense of depth created from two-dimensional objects. That's been a very key inspiration for me too. And other artists who are associated with hard-edged abstraction and field painting. So that's people like Victor Vasarely, Kenneth Noland, various people like that. All of that kind of mixture of stuff going on. And every one of those people have kind of interest in interaction and visual perception and playability and possibilities. I'm primarily a printmaker, and my background is working with artists to edition their prints. So I've always been very fascinated by printmaking, and as an artist, a lot of my work, the bulk of my work, has been in printmaking. So the back section of the exhibition here is kind of like a series of prints that I've done over the last few years. As printmaking has been the main reason I understand colour so well, because it's all about transparency, translucency, how colours overlay one another, how pattern is influenced in that as well. So my inspiration in my printmaking has come from people like Howard Hodgkin, Patrick Heron, people of the St Ives group, and various artists like that. So that printmaking kind of background started to feed into making objects out of printed paper, and that came about by working with a printmaker from Pollock's Toy Museum in London who actually used to print the theatre books for the toy shop there. So I've got a big stack of these theatre books at home, which I just love and I can't cut, because it looks so great as complete objects. So that's again that object idea. It's how beautiful something looks in its original form. A lot of my work, particularly in the cabinet here, is all about models and kits and cutting and building, changing the form and shape of paper to create something else. So that's what I've been very interested in the past. The work at the front of the exhibition is much more to do with construction with paper but hand painted, but the hand painting of that relates very closely to my printmaking. It's all about flat colour and splitting the colours into layers and looking through the layers. That's what I'm really interested in.